How you guys doing? This JLC right here at the pigeon loft, and today I was just out here feeding my birds and giving them a little bit of eggs and bread and stuff, and came in here to the diamond dove, and they're all gathered up right here next to the food bowl ready for me to feed them. You can see them all right there. There's their food right here ready to be served, so they're all just ready to be fed, I guess. The thing I like about diamond doves is that they kind of remind me of a smaller version of a pigeon. Hey, look at them. They look almost similar. They have the same shape, everything like a pigeon, but they're small, the size of a little bird. Kind of like a dove. But the difference between a diamond dove and the pigeon is that as the pigeon gets older, their nose gets bigger and more bumpier and stuff, and that's how you be like, oh, that's an older pigeon. But on diamond doves, it's the same, but it's around the eye. Usually the females always have like the smaller orange around the eye, red around the eye, and the males always get like around the eye always gets bigger and thicker and more wider, and that's how you can tell which one's a male and which one's a female. Like this one right there, it's a female. There's another female right here. There's that one that's right here walking around. That's a little male. This one that's up here walking around, that one looks like a male as well. This one looks like a younger male. This one right here looks like it could be a younger female. There she is. And that's like the difference between them, diamond doves and pigeons. So in order to feed them, I gotta dump out their old food. And I like to put it right here in the corner, because then they just come and they eat out of it, That way, they're small, so they even fit inside their food bowl. So they all came over here to this corner. As you can see them all, they're all right here. Look at them. I'm trying to follow them with the camera, that way they see. But yeah, look, as soon as they see the food, they start going for it. You can see that little silver one right there. That's one of the oldest males. He's one of the first ones I started with when I started breeding diamond doves again, like back in 2000, I think it was 2023, so almost 3 years. I used to breed them back in the days, but then I sold most of the ones I had, and some of the ones that I really like these darker brown ones right here, I gave them to my cousin. I gave him 10, and then I told him, you know what, when I want to start breeding again, I want you to hook me up with at least 3 pairs. So by the end of the day, he gave me like 2 pairs, and that's what I started with. And then there was a friend that I met, and I had also sold him some a long time ago, and I sold them to him like pretty cheap. So when I bought some off of him, he sold them to me back to the same price that I sold them to him. And that's how I started again. So after him, I think I got like 5 pairs, 5 males and 5 females, and then the 2 pairs I got off my cousin. So I had 7 pairs, and out of those 7 pairs, in like 3 years, I bred a lot too. I've sold a lot of them too. But I don't know. Diamond doves is just like a little thing to have. Like sometimes if you can't have pigeons and you're a pigeon fancier and you love pigeons and you live like in a tiny apartment, I recommend diamond doves. You can have them in a small cage. They sing every day. They're always active. And if you like pay pretty much attention to them, they get really tame. They'll even fly up to your fingers, you know. And you can get, there's different varieties of colors. Like there's the silver ones, those brown ones, and then there's the regular color ones right here. These gray, dark brown looking ones. And then sometimes you'll get some that are like pretty, almost looking silver. And I think there's even white ones. But the white ones are more hard to come by. I've seen people online who were selling pure white ones, but you know, they ask too much for them. They want like $300 for a pair. And sometimes if you get some, you're not guaranteed of just breeding white ones, you know. But I like these little brown ones right here. Red ones, whatever you guys want to call them. But those are like one of my favorite colors. That's why I got so many of them. And those red ones are usually more expensive. I've seen them go for like $50 to $60 each, compared to like the regular colors like that dark brown one right there and the silver one over there. Those usually go for like, I've seen them for like 30 to 35. But these darker brown ones, I've seen them for $50 to $60. And that's each. That's not even the pair, you know. I've also had a couple baby ones. There's one of the younger ones right here. Look at him. He's over here by the door looking to get out. And I've also had a couple babies right here. I think right here there's 2 babies. Yeah, you can see them right there. They're like really tiny right now. And I also have had a lot of problems with damn mice trying to kill them. And I had some that had eggs in the nest and the eggs disappear, and other ones that had little babies and even the babies disappear. Sometimes I notice they throw them off the nest because a lot of them like to pile up in one nest. You'll see like multiple females or males in one nest, and then they'll have babies and they'll end up throwing them off the nest, and that's how you lose them, you know. And I know that because I found them on the floor. Like I usually find them dead, because sometimes they'll just throw them out and you know, you never really see them because they're like really tiny. But yeah, if you guys like diamond doves, let me know down in the comments. Or if you are interested on trying to get yourself a little pair. They're not really wild animals. They're pretty tame. I told you, if you guys spend time with them, feed them, give them water, and come out here and socialize with them, they usually get a little calm. They won't become that wild, you know. But yeah, that's the diamond doves, and go check out the other animals, you know. And here's the fincher lovebirds. These guys are a little bit more on the wild side, but their variety of colors is what usually gets people. You know, you want to have them because you know, you can breed different colors. You got the yellows, the whites, velvet, green, the lime. Shoot, there's all kinds of different variety of colors of lovebirds right here, but that I've seen, you know, like people bred. This is usually what I breed. Once in a while, I'll like buy some from outside to mix them with mine. That way, they'll pair it up, and then their babies won't be all same bloodline. So like mix up the little bloodline a little while, you know, in a little bit. That way, you get different varieties. But on them, I don't think I have any of them sitting on eggs. Usually just pile up in the corner when I come in here. I don't think I have any of them sitting on eggs. They should start. As you can see right here, some of them They go in here and then like kind of, oh yeah, right here. I'll be damn, I didn't even know they had eggs. But yeah, this is around the time they start laying eggs. There's one female right here. I think that's one of the velvet color females. Looks like she has 3 little eggs, so we'll just close her little nest. And then up here, I don't see nothing, but yeah, shoot, I didn't even know they had eggs. I guess we just discovered them right now. Right here, there's nothing. Up here, I think I saw one fly out, but I gotta move the box. I can't really see up there. Oh yeah, they have eggs too. So that means I got a lot of them sitting on eggs as well. They're starting to see. This is around the time they start their breeding season. In October, that's when you'll get the first batch of babies. And then after that, they'll keep going all the way to like, some of them had them bred all the way to like June. Some of them, yeah, to like May, June. But I guess, you know, there's 2 nests with eggs. I didn't even know until right now. So, yeah, pretty soon we'll have babies. Hopefully on the next little update on video that I make of them, they'll probably hatch and you guys get to see the little babies. I know on my other lovebirds, the peach face, those, I had some of them that had eggs. I think I had like three nest boxes with eggs. So, I am gonna put the camera down so I can feed them. And there they are. They just fed them, so now they have their food. Usually this right here will last them at least like almost a week. They're not really, how do you say, eaters. They'll eat, but sometimes they drop a lot of stuff on the floor, and then I will see them on the floor eating, hanging out with the button quails down there. But then I do feed them. I always feed them their little boiled eggs. Sometimes I give them a little bit of bread. They love all that stuff, like a little treat, you know. That's usually good for like their vitamin. They get like calcium or whatever they get off of eggs. But yeah, you know what it is. And then right here, this is where I usually put like their bread or like their calcium things and stuff like that. But yeah, there's all the lovebirds right here. These are all the fincher lovebirds. You guys can see I got my white ones, my yellow ones, my lime ones. So this year I wanted to keep all these right here so I can keep on breeding them, you know. Maybe I'm gonna later on. I want to catch them all and band them all, so that way they all these right here have their little bands. And but first I gotta see who's the parents of all the babies. And they always seem to fly to the corner over there. There they are. That's their safe spot over there. You know what's crazy? That I started off with one pair of yellow ones, and they didn't even pair it up. I think one of my yellow ones paired up with one of my lime ones over there, and then my other yellow one had paired up with I think it was one of my green ones. And that's where I started getting more yellow ones and those white ones. And now I have all these colors right here, yellows, whites. I think that one right there, this one I had bought them last year. The one right here in the corner, that one right there. That one. That's the one I bought last year. I got it off of a buddy of mine that had some. And then I think one of those velvet color ones right there, like one of those. Like, yeah, one of those right there with the yellow chest. Little orange tip on the head. Those right there, I got one of those and one of those. And then there was, I think there's another one too, like a little pinto male that I had gotten. I don't know, it could be in here somewhere. Or it could be, it probably was a female, probably sitting on eggs on one of the nests. But yeah, these are all the fincher lovebirds, and like I said, right now I guess they're already starting to breed. They usually start in October, so if you guys have lovebirds, this is the time to breed, you know. October, that's when their breeding season starts. Right, let me know down in the comments if you guys like these kind of birds right here. If you guys like fincher lovebirds. And let's go check out the other ones. They're all yowling looking over here. And there they are. They're all just right there waiting to be looked at, I guess. Let's go inside the cage and check them out. Same thing with them. You gotta feed them. Let me see if I could do this without trying to hold the phone. If not, I'm at the pause it. And there's all the peach-faced lovebirds. These guys are a little bit more calmer than the other ones. They're not as crazy and wild as the other ones. These usually they usually stay on the post right here on the little sleeping sticks. The little, what do they call these? The resting balls, and they like to climb up and they check you out and they see who you are and what you're up to. See them, they're all right here next to the camera. They don't mind being recorded. Not like the other ones. The other ones are more wild and crazy. Yeah, and I think it was right here last time they had eggs. I don't know. Yeah, they still have eggs. They haven't hatched any of their babies yet. In fact, they have 4 eggs. And then I think it was this one right here too. They were sitting on eggs. You can see right there, they got another 4 eggs. That's what they usually lay, between 4 to 5 eggs. So, and when usually they lay 4 to 5 eggs. Once in a while you'll have all 4 hatch, but other times you'll get like 1 hatches or 2 or 3. You're lucky if all 4 of them hatch. And then over here they have some eggs as well. As you can see, there's the mom right there. She's sitting on the eggs. But I want to see what she has. Oh shoot, looks like she has 1 baby. Yeah, she does. She has, looks like she has 4 eggs and 1 baby. Yeah, that's her little, she has 1 little baby right there. Looks like he probably hatched yesterday. So yeah, there's 4 eggs and 1 baby. Hopefully all the other ones hatch, and by the looks of it, the one over here in this corner, that one looks like it's probably not a good egg. But the other 3 over here by next to the baby, those, they look good. So maybe 3 more will hatch. Who knows? But yeah, these guys right here, they're a little bit more calmer than the other ones. Sometimes they'll even let me grab them if I try to grab them. Let me see if I can catch one. Yeah. See, they are a little bit more calmer. And there he is right here. They are a little bit more calmer than the other lovebirds. You know, with these, when I started off with 2 pairs. And now I got like, how many do I got? All kinds of them now. Started off with 4. Now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13, 14. I got 15. So just last year I got 11 of them. that were born. Well, last breeding season, which started last year to this year, there was 11 born. And hopefully by this breeding season, seems like I got 3 breeding pairs. Most of the other ones are still kind of young, so they're not like breeding pairs as yet right now, but hopefully I get at least another 2 breeding pairs. That way we have 5 breeding pairs, and out of those, hopefully we breed a lot of these little babies right here. You know, sometimes to have, sometimes, you know, we sell them. You know, you got to buy bird food. Like I say, you know, you can't keep them all. So sometimes you got to sell some, you know, to keep the hobby going, I always say. But yeah, there's all the these are all the peach phase lovebirds. This is one of my little favorite colors right here. Both of these right here kind of look like a crema cream color. But yeah, you know, and yeah, earlier I gave them eggs, but I don't know why they like it on the floor. I'll put it up here and they just like throw it all on the floor. But yeah, you know, let's go check out the other birds out there and see how they're doing. There's the parakeets right here, the budgies. These are all the crazy ones right here. I got all kinds of these guys. You can see them, all the little budgies, and these guys, some of them have been breeding all year long. I've had babies all year long. This year wasn't as hot as last year. I think the hottest days that it got was like 107, but it wasn't like all straight. It was like maybe like 3-4 days of 101 to 107, and then I'll go back to like 99, 98. And usually, I guess these guys, they like that climate, so they'll breed. You know, if it gets too hot, they'll stop breeding. Sometimes their babies won't make it. You know, they're inside the little boxes. They get overheated and they'll end up dying. But a lot of times they'll stop breeding. And right now, I know there's some of them in here that have babies. I think on my last video I had some of them that had eggs, like this one right here. Oh look, they have all kinds of babies. And I got one baby thrown over there on the side. That's one of the moms. Usually the moms are the ones that are always in the nest taking care of the babies, and the dads usually come in here and feed the mom. And then the mom feeds the babies, and once the babies get a little bit older, the dad and the mom both start feeding them. And then once the babies come out the nest box, usually both the parents keep taking care of them, and they make sure other budgies don't attack them, because these guys they're savages. I've had some that come out, and then there's other budgies out here that come out and just freaking start attacking them, and they end up killing them. Yeah, lovebirds, not lovebirds, but budgies or parakeets, they're pretty crazy too. Right here, looks like they got hella eggs right here. It could be 2 different females that laid eggs in there. Like, at least they usually lay like 6 to 7 eggs. But it looks like there's more than 1 female laying eggs in there. Here's another one with sitting on eggs. And then over here in the corner, I got, it's just eggs thrown around everywhere. Nobody even sitting on them. Let me see if I can put them in the middle. So yeah, there's 3 eggs. And then up here, looks like we have some babies right there as well. There you see, there's a couple of babies. I don't know, that one looks, I can't really tell. Let me see if I can I don't know. One of them looks like he's dead in here. Yeah, and he is. See what I mean? Unfortunately, you can't save them all. This one is, I don't know why he died. He looks like the parents were feeding them and everything, but sometimes you end up losing them. That's the sad part, you know. And then up here, what do we have over here? You know, and the thing about them that sometimes you put nest material in here, and these are the kind of bird that they don't like nothing in their nest. Every you put straw and everything in here, they'll end up throwing it out. There's some more eggs right here. And then over here, it looks like they have more babies. Or one baby I could see. It looks like they have a baby in there. And then over here, looks like there's a couple eggs right there. Oops. I accidentally bumped into this stick and it fell. I need to move their food bowl over here, that way. I always put it right here for now when I come in here so I can like walk around good, you know. And then over here, let's see what's in here. Looks like they have a couple eggs in here as well. Over here, oh, it looks like they have it looks like there's some babies and a couple eggs as well. And then over here in this last corner one, it looks like there's the mom right there. And it looks like there's some eggs, and it looks like there's one baby that just hatched. So yeah, right now they're starting to hatch out their babies, you know. As you can guys see, these budgies right here, I kind of like mixed them up with the English. That's why they're a little bigger on the side. And then the rest of them, I don't know if in here, there's some in here. There's one in here. And then there's another one. Oh yeah, they have one baby. Oh, he's very huge. Oh, look at him. Damn. Already biting my finger. He didn't want me to touch him. But yeah, there's one baby right there. Put him back in here with his mom. And there they are. Just gonna let them be. I forgot I gotta get them some food too. They're kind of low on the food right now. So I gotta get them some food. And yeah, there's all the budgies right here. And I assume there's probably more babies and eggs on the bottom ones. But yeah, you know, let's go check out the cockatiels and see how they're doing. And here we are with the cockatiels. Cockatiels are always like more singy and they're more friendly than all the other birds I got. They don't fly around like crazy, try to hide from you. They're always just hanging out. And last time, I don't know if I told you last time too, their breeding season was about to start. So I ended up fixing all their nests right here. I put some hay and a little bit of straw in here. Got their nest is ready. Even my little white one right here. He's all, yeah, I'm ready for my nest. All right, let's check out this nest. So they're all ready. So yeah, they'll use all that right there. They'll just go in here. They see the nest already got the hay and the straw in here that I put for their nesting. So once they start seeing that, they'll start trying to go in the nest boxes and laying eggs, and hopefully we get more babies than last year. Right, this year, shoot, I think I got like, in total I got like 45. Yeah, I've got about 45 cockatiels. Last year I only had about, I think I had like 20. Yeah, like 20. Plus the one I had 4 inside, so I had like 24. And then I ended up breeding out in about 30. I ended up breeding more, but you know, sometimes you lose them. That's the sad part. And I did sell like 3 or 4 of them. So like right now in total, in here I only got 45. And it looks like I have pretty good males and females. I think there's a little bit more males than females, but sometimes it's good, you know. Sometimes when there's more males, the males usually, I always notice how they like to take over and take care of the eggs and incubate the babies. So I don't really mind having more males than females, you know. But yeah, it looks like last year I think I only had like 6, maybe 7 breeding females. And this year I should have at least another 6, 7. I think about maybe like 8 to 10 females. That's what I should have. I know sometimes I come over here and I just stand here and they all start flying all over me. You can see right here, this is one female right there. This next to him right here is another female. That's a one male right there. Like over here, there's one male and then there's a female right there. There's another female right here. This one looks like it could be a female. I know this guy's a male. And then those 2 are males. And then that one looks like a male right there. And then that other one is one of the dads from last year. And then this one, I'm not sure, but I think it's a male. But could be a female. Yeah, and I think last week I was all sick and down, and my wife actually came out here and fed all my animals. She fed my kikirikis, my pigeons, and I don't know if she fed these guys because I always give them a lot of food. So usually their food right here lasts them a long time. So yeah, I'm happy that she came out here and took care of them. Usually when I'm sick and down, she comes out here and takes care of them and makes sure none of them die, you know, make sure they have their food, their water, and everything. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, these are all the cockatiels right here. Look at them, they're all like right here on my shoulders now, on my head. I don't know if you guys can see them. Feel like Snow White. All the birds all flying all over me, huh? But yeah, there's all the cockatiels. But yeah, you know, if you guys enjoyed this video and wanted to leave me a comment and just a little thought of whatever, you know, let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and if you guys enjoy the birds. And these are all the quails that hang out down here. I got like 9, supposed to have 7 females and 2 males. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys like to leave a comment, a like, a subscription, I'll be thankful for that, you know. Well, we'll see you guys next time right here at JLC's Pigeon Loft and Birds.